Good morning. Welcome to the Daybreak Show. I am the Sultan. We'll get started. First, coffee in my It's Good to Be a Man.com coffee mug. Perfect, just what I need. A wind storm is going to happen within the next hour in high wind advisories are in effect till about 7 p.m. tonight. It is now 4:54 a.m. It's going to happen. It's been raining all night. I have sunlights here and two in the front room. I've been hearing the rain hit those all night long. So it is good to be a man. Men, you need to step up right now. If you never stepped up before, your woman is going absolutely fucking bonkers at this point. I see your woman's social media. Shit is hitting the fan in her head. She's not wired to deal with this. You know what? So you keep drinking and smoking your pot. How can you run your family? How can you run your wife? She operates on emotions. Emotional responses do not cut it when there is a plague. Stupid shit like giving away food. Stupid shit like getting more pets. Enough already. Man the frig up, dude. How many times do I have to tell you? The feminized mind is not going to be the mind of sanity during a plague. And I know all the women are going to get all mad now. But I'm a single mom. Then you have to man up, and you know that. In a way that you never have before. Men, you need to be providing leadership and emulating calm. And this right here, sanity, clarity, and reason. One look at social media and all I see is insanity from women and feminized men. Let's get started. Have you learned to turn off that shit show, that daily, hourly, minute-by-minute shit show called the news? Turn it off. Turn it off. Hey, good boy. Daddy's good boy? Come over and get some loving from Daddy. Good boy. Yes, you are a good boy. Are you nervous from the rain? Gotta take care of your critters. Good boy. Does somebody have shit on the United States president and is using it now to influence him? He went from calling this the sniffles to it's a little bit worse than the flu to yesterday calling it the plague. Many times he called it, in one speech, the plague. And he did this with his hands. It's the plague. Did he defy them? And they said, okay, release the Kraken. I've always said all politicians have shit on each other, and there's another entity above politicians that has control over them. One thing you need to do is to learn to ask all the hard questions, especially, let me define what a hard question is. A hard question is one where mainstream people, your friends, family, and your social media friends, a hard question is the one where those friends will mock you, which keeps you quiet. And if you're a weak person, you let them think you're crazy. You're not crazy. You're the sane one in this insane world. If I end up leaving the web as it is and going to shortwave radio somewhere and doing a daybreak show on scratchy radio, and you have to listen to it with headphones on while looking around, while you're in a bunker or a basement, and you have to put a solar cell to power the thing, or crank a generator to power the radio, it might get down to that point. Because right now, all resistance to this is powered through the web. All they got to do is just darken this, and you're done. And then they put the official news on. The official news. What is this distracting us from right now? What's happening right now? Now that we're worried about masks, social distancing, self-isolation, police becoming militarized and emotional. Tell me, what is this distracting us from? I'm a huge, firm believer in sleight of hand. Again, the thing that my social media friends would mock me for. Something is happening over here while this is getting your attention. What super important things are being realigned right now? Where are shifts taking place that we are not allowed to look at because we are too fucking focused on face masks and essential duties? Out of shadows, one of the things you need to watch before it gets banned. Just do it. Do it. Don't doubt me. If you watch anything today, watch that. Something's happening. Something is happening somewhere. Aliens, I say this jokingly, aliens are thinking, well, the aliens part is joking, the rest is not. Aliens are thinking, these people are so stupid. They can't go to church, but they still go to Walmart. They got the built-in shaming system in place in less than a month. Pretty soon they'll be reporting people hiding in their neighbors' attics. Oh wait, that already happened. The C.S. Lewis happy hour might be starting sooner than I originally thought. Did a lot of reading about C.S. Lewis, and I want to share that with you. He says, I believe in Christianity as I believe that the sun has risen, not only because I see it, but because by it I see everything else. He speaks of his wife, Joy Davidman. She is my trusty companion, a friend, shipmate, and fellow soldier, my mistress, but at the same time, all that any man friend, and I have many good ones, has ever been to me, perhaps more. The beauty of meeting somebody later in life, it's magnificent. If you're one of those people who's a little bit older and you meet somebody, you're not really worried about all the red-pilled stuff. You've been beyond that. You're living beyond. You're past the hormone-driven stage of your life. The gorilla is in the back seat. You can meet somebody who is a shipmate, a trusted comrade, a fellow soldier. And don't let anyone tell you any different. I was walking through Times Square in 2009, and I looked up at the time, which was the biggest billboard in Times Square, 6 stories high, 60 feet. On it was one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen. And I had seen her before in magazine ads and such. And I immediately thought, I would really like to meet her. So I went home I was in New York for the day. I think I was auditioning for a role. It was when I was in the commercial world. I knew she'd been a top model because I'd seen her in stores in the mall, her images. If you walked into Sephora, which is a woman's, well, actually they do have men's products, but hair, skin, aesthetic products, tools, and so forth, her picture was everywhere in there. I called her the Sephora woman. I contacted her through social media. I found out who she was. What the heck is that noise? Oh, that's the ice machine or what? I'm ready to grab a machete. I contacted her through social media and we corresponded for a while. It didn't take long before we dated. The long distance was kind of a drag for both of us. We parted and remained friends. To this day, we both smile when we encounter each other on social media through mutual friends and so forth. There's no way that I was moving to New York City, and there's no way that she wasn't going to be a nomad. It was what it was. Only good memories. Not everything has to end in chaos and bad memories and SHTF. Doesn't have to happen that way. Men in pain have always concocted strange brews, isms, and pills to cope with their pain. They built armies and communities around all of those things that are just responses to pain. And every single one of them is flawed. Every single method of coping with pain is flawed. The more I dig deep into the recent forms of red pillism, the more I see it as a godless response to pain. It's the best that the secular, unregenerate mind can come up with, but it falls short of real solutions. A modern Christian man's experience is still only anecdotal. Here's a theology quiz for you. If hope deferred makes the heart grow sick, would it be sound theological dynamics to assume that hope fulfilled makes the heart grow well? There's your theological question for the week. If hope deferred makes the heart grow sick, does hope fulfilled make the heart grow well? I'd love to see your answer. Put it down below. Women will go to sleep looking at him thinking, my handsome man. They rise up the next morning looking at him saying, my strong, steadfast man. All the Lamborghinis in the world do not make a man desirable during this plague. Keep that in mind. Have your priorities in place, men. Be a leader right now. Maybe we can call this pandemic game. Strong men, alpha men have been redefined quickly in the past month and a half. Quickly. The alpha in the room is the guy who has his shit together, is not panicking when someone's not wearing a mask, or is less than 6 feet from somebody. Oh, what are we gonna do? You need to stay 6 feet from me. Put on your mask. Don't touch me. Did you use hand sanitizer? In the 19th century, it was custom to put soporific books on the nightstand in your guest room. These were books that would induce sleep. Boring books. Short stories, picture books, anecdote books, ghost stories, as they cannot be read for more than just a few minutes. In fact, you would put soporific books on the nightstand or the shelf in the guest room. Spend money on wisdom, not attorneys. For you guys going through divorce right now, separation and divorce, I'll say it one more time. Spend money on wisdom, not attorneys. The two are not the same. Right now, most cheating is done through social media. Don't doubt me on that. If you are not living with your boyfriend or girlfriend or fiance right now, every relationship is a long-distance relationship. So let me ask you this. How are all you couples doing during this time of isolation, lockdown, quarantine? I'm concerned about you couples. How are you doing? Let me know. I'd like to hear it down below. A dry run, a test run, is a rehearsal of a performance or procedure before the real one. Is it all starting to make sense now? Your second marriage will miserably fail if you marry for the same reasons as your first marriage. That is why the divorce rate is so high. But people who do the work after a divorce can have successful marriages and be quite content. It's not all gloom and doom. Believe me. Do the work. They'll be fine. They'll be okay. Finish your coffee, and I'll see you tomorrow morning on the Daybreak Show, your home of sanity, clarity, and reason. And if for some reason I am not here, look for me. Places like Patreon, which I will be starting real soon, DLive, BitChute, places like that. You can't stop your dose of sanity, clarity, and reason.